Hey everybody, welcome to the Book Bar. It's Tuesday night. That means it's Star Wars Trivia Night. I'm Justin. With me as always is my brother Tyler. Tyler, what's going on tonight?
What's going on, Justin, is I'm feeling good because it's Trivia Night, my friend.
It is Trivia Night.
And it's Revenge of the Sith that we're doing today. I mean, one of the best prequels, one of my favorites. Can't wait to dive into these questions, although I'm sure you'll have some surprises in store for me as you do every week. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you'll ask here.
Well, I've got some good questions, and you're right. It is definitely one of the top three prequel movies, without question.
Yeah, I would say I would rank in the top three prequels for sure.
Yes, and so that's what's on tap tonight. Revenge of the Sith trivia. 15 questions plus a bonus. I prepared the questions. Tyler gets to answer tonight. And our What's on Tap segment, which we start off with every week, also double meaning, means we share with you what we're drinking. Tyler, why don't you start? What are you drinking tonight?
Sure. Tonight, Justin, I'm drinking from Sierra Nevada, a wild little thing. It's a slightly sour ale. Now, it says slightly sour. I actually think they're really sour. Like, I wonder if they're being sarcastic there, like slightly sour. It's like one of the more sour beers. Around it? I don't see any. I wondered at first. It's good, but it's not slightly sour. It is very sour.
Okay, good. Let's see. Tonight, I'm starting off with an all-day IPA session ale from Founders Brewing right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then I've got a whole bunch of Sam Adams on deck, just in case I go through that too quickly, which you know I will.
I'm going to say, if you know anything about the BookBarBros, we'll get through those nice and quick. So yeah.
Hey, everybody in the chat, thanks for jumping on. What did you think of the new crawl? If you've seen people who are familiar with the channel, who watch our trivias, and some of our patron members, we thought we would incorporate you as a nice thank you into our opening crawls. So let us know what you thought of that, if it fit you appropriately. I did put Pop Sith in there as a Jedi Knight coming to save the day. But as far as trivia is concerned, Pop Sith really is a Jedi Knight. You know, I know he's a Sith, but right. he helps. He helps in trivia. So
yeah, he really has been our savior on multiple occasions. So
all right. So our next segment, moving right along, is Frederick's Fact Check. If you are not familiar, we have a fact checker who goes back and checks our previous week's streams just to make sure that we said everything correctly, that we were accurate, and he's really the best in the biz. Tyler, you have Frederick's report, and what did he have to say about last week?
Okay, let's see here. So the first thing that Frederick says is so apparently this one's to both of us. It says, if, as you guys mentioned, you're drinking on Tuesdays for Star Wars game night, Wednesdays and Thursdays for golf, Fridays and Saturdays because you like to party, and Sundays for barbecues, then that's totally within your right as BookBarBros. But to quote, say, other than that, you don't drink much beer, it might be a bit of a stretch. So yeah, I think he's calling us out for saying, we don't really drink much beer while in the same breath saying we drink beer every day. So I think, we are the BookBarBros, so we have a reputation to uphold, Frederick. Yes. So, people can't just see us around town not drinking a beer. They'd be like, oh, I thought these are the BookBarBros. Apparently that's just a front that they drink all the time. We can't have that. So we make sure to be drinking constantly. So that's all that is. Next up here, Justin, Frederick says that last week we were trying to recall the movie where the kid has one of those Nintendo Power Gloves. You remember that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah, and this came up because I showed one of my favorite pictures of you from when you were in high school. This one right here, very famous picture, Justin. It's circulated the internet many, many times. In fact, Pop Sith has actually dressed up, apparently as Justin for Halloween.
Yes.
Did you see that picture? Oh my God.
It became a meme, but I was the original. Right, I was
exactly.
the original. Yes,
some other people crudely photoshopped their face over Justin's, and then some of those pictures circulated as well. But Pop Sith actually dressed up for him as Halloween.
He did the meme, yes.
Which is incredible. But so we were speculating on what that movie was called, and you said you thought it was Fred Savage who was the kid in the movie, and you thought it was called The Wizard. And Frederick looked into it, and he said you were absolutely correct. Justin, that is back-to-back fact-check vindications. What? There's your confetti.
Oh, my goodness.
This has never happened before in the history of Frederick fact checks.
Back-to-back vindications from Frederick in the fact check. All right.
That's crazy, man. So,
wow, I'm very excited about this.
Well done.
I thought he was about to throw it. Thanks.
Okay, there it is. Well said, as always, Justin.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay. Next up here, a couple of weeks ago, we got a message from Unboxing Treasures, one of our patrons. Thank you for your support, Unboxing Treasures. You are awesome. And he mentioned that although we said that there were 18 pod racers at the Bunta Eve, a Wikipedia page mentioned 19 racers. So we reached out to Frederick, and here's what he had to say. He said the Wikipedia page in question does list a 19th racer named Zelbury, but their species and home planet was unknown. And remember, I thought I mentioned seeing something like an unknown racer. Apparently, it's their species and planet that was unknown. However, this racer only appeared in Legends. They are not a part of official Star Wars canon, and given that the BookBarBros trivia competition is for Star Wars movie canon only, the official number of racers would be 18. There it is. Yep. So you got to make sure, because we are doing only canon, when you go to those Wikipedia pages, you got to make sure you select the canon tab. I've made that mistake before too, because when you just search for an article like on Google, it's just a crapshoot whether you'll end up on a Legends or canon page, but you can always switch the tab. And this is a canon only trivia competition, since we're prepping for other competitions that are canon only. There we have it. Next up here, Frederick says Tyler does not have a juggling routine that he does to the song Wake Me Up Inside by Evanescence, at least not one you'd like to see. Well, I don't know if that last part was necessary, Frederick. And finally, Frederick says, last week we said that Steven Spielberg is a big fan of the show, and that he was probably watching the live stream as we spoke. So to confirm this, Frederick actually reached out to Steven Spielberg's representatives, and they said to please stop calling.
Oh, so they don't. So now but that's not a definitive no.
No, I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure I've heard it through the grapevine that Steven Spielberg is a big fan of the show. He might just want to keep that on the down low. Sometimes they don't want people knowing every details of their personal life and what they're watching and into. So I think it's just one of those scenarios where it's like, yeah, he's a big fan of the show. We can't really say anything. Just stop calling. We can't tell you, definitively, but wink, wink. Of course, he's probably going to be watching.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Of course he is.
So, as always, thanks for watching, Steven. We really appreciate it. And there it is, that's a Frederick fact check.
Yeah, well, that's good stuff, Frederick. Thank you for the vindication 2 weeks in a row. I'm very excited about that. And let me just say that the canon versus legend stuff, again, in preparing these questions for you, I have this very large, beautiful prequel book. And if anyone's seen it before, it's like $150. I got it for Christmas like 15 years ago. I still have it. And I was using that to prep for Revenge of the Sith for Tyler and to prep the questions. That book was made before Disney took over and then kind of decanonized certain things. I actually had 1 or 2 questions that I had written based off of the information in that book, and then thought about it and went and checked it, and the canon stuff was not the same. And so I actually had to swap 2 questions out because, the quote unquote visual dictionary type thing that I was using was made before Disney took over. So
look at that. Disney really trying to sabotage our trivia competition.
Man, the almighty dollar. They're just chasing it. They take all these great books and just say, nah, They're just
Mhm.
stories. They're not necessarily facts. So
Oh yeah, a lot of people were really pissed off when that first happened. My goodness, but
no, well, they deserve to be. So okay, well,
yeah,
we have an apology maybe this week? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Tyler, do we have
yeah.
anything for this?
Yeah, so we do just so what we wanted to apologize for is, last week we had a sign off where we had a clip that showed me using the force to float a dog bone to my dog.
Right.
And we just wanted to apologize because that wasn't real. And I don't actually have a dog.
No.
I did in fact use the force to float the dog bone. That was real,
Yes,
but the dog
very
was
real.
the dog was CGI. That was completely faked. I don't have a dog at all. So we just like to apologize for misleading you all. I've been really going with that ruse for a while, saying that I had a dog, then we had the clip, all CGI. So sorry about that. You know what? We'll try not to mislead you as much in the future, but no promises, I guess.
Yes, yeah. So we felt very bad about that. Yes, he did use the force, of course.
Of course I did. I mean, that was
of course
real,
he did, but he doesn't have a real dog, and we felt just terrible about that. Now,
Yeah.
Ray says Ray needs an apology. I don't know if that's referring to Ray
Hmm.
because Ray didn't appear in the opening crawl. One, we
Mm.
can only put so many people in the opening crawl, and two, Ray, we love you. But that was a special thing we did for our patrons. So no offense. We love you so much. We love everybody who pops on these streams, but that's just another little extra bonus thing we're throwing in there for patrons of the channel.
And with that, Justin, is it time?
I think it's time. I think it's time for some Star Wars. Oh, I update. Yeah, Star Wars News Network. It has launched. We do have one video up right now. We're slacking a little. We're both busy at work right now. But it is on the channel if you want to watch it. It's our first one. We're going to be, keeping them going and getting them better and better.
I thought Obi-Wan Baloney was a real nice touch.
Obi-Wan Baloney was good. My favorite part was the bloopers at the end. I thought that was the funniest part of the entire video.
Were great.
If you haven't watched it, go to the channel and watch it.
Martha was pretty good on scene live, one take, right? Because it was live.
One take.
Right? Really pretty impressive. So yeah, go check that out. Well, we'll keep those coming in the future. A lot of big breaking stories too. We were actually just talking about some before the live stream. A lot of good stories that the BookBarBros news division is going to have to be talking about very shortly here.
Absolutely. Well, it is trivia time, and that means we need to talk about how BookBar trivia works. Tyler, that's your job. So let's go ahead and put this little point system up there. Why don't you tell everybody what we're doing?
So BookBarBros trivia consists of 4 rounds, 5 questions in the first 3 rounds. First round is the youngling level. This is 2 points apiece. There are questions where Star Wars fans who watched the movie recently should have a very good shot at getting these questions correct. The second round is the Padawan level. There are 5 questions in this round where 3 points apiece. These questions are much more difficult, so they require extreme attention to detail. Any information that can be gleaned from the movie itself can be used as a question. This means even something only said once or in a passing breath is fair game for the Padawan level. So these are very hard questions. The next round is the Jedi Knight level. There are 5 questions worth 6 points apiece here. These questions are not for the faint of heart, as anything considered canon for the movie is fair game. This means supplemental reading is almost certainly required for success in this round. The fourth and final round is the Jedi Master level. 11 points are up for grabs in this round, which will consist of multi-part questions to see how deep your Star Wars knowledge goes. Only the most diehard of fans will have a chance in this round. And if I get a perfect round, get every question correct at every level, I will score a perfect 66, and then Justin will have to perform a humiliation of my choosing. And that is BookBar Trivia.
Yeah, that's a nice touch that I think we decided to add on there. Is if someone gets a perfect round, they get to choose a humiliation that the other person will do either in a separate video or during a live, depending on what the humiliation is.
Right.
So far, since we've stepped up the question asking difficulty, no one has gone perfect yet.
No, because now humiliation's on the line. But it's a great way for us to kind of force each other to challenge the other person, because there's a humiliation on the line. So we're purposefully making the questions even more difficult. And of course, don't forget, we encourage the chat to participate. They can give right answers, wrong answers, misleading answers, funny answers, absurd answers, and we can always go to the chat for help. We just have to sift through all of the nonsense to do that. And that is BookBar Trivia. We're so glad to have you all with us. Those of us watching live, and of course the millions around the world watching at home. Thank you all so much. let's dive into this, Just.
Yes, and as long as you don't look at the stats on the video, that will be confirmed, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. We are into the youngling level. Question number 1, episode. Does that say 2, Attack of the Clones? We didn't update that. Idiots.
Oh my goodness, we really dropped the ball there.
Yeah. All right, we're just going to move on. Tyler,
what kind of an
question
operation is
number 1.
Okay.
The duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan ends after the latter obtains this superior strategic position, which cannot be overcome, at least when the plot demands it.
The mount. It's not the mount.
The mount position.
No, this was, just absolute superior position. No way that Anakin could have overcome that. Although it was weird, during our news broadcast, Marthal was our broadcaster's name,
yes,
right?
He was our live correspondent.
Right. He did mention it seemed weird that, not that long before that scene, he had jumped like hundreds of feet into the air.
Yes, he did.
And when it looked like he was about to just fall down this lava waterfall, and he just comes skyrocketing out of there like he's a superhero. But then that little jump over Obi-Wan is apparently that was just too much for some reason, which seems...
He's like a basketball player who had tired in the fourth quarter, and he didn't have the legs. He didn't have the legs.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why, and let this be a lesson to you all. That's why you don't skip leg day. You don't do it. I mean,
he's told me this many times. Whenever we've tried to work out together, he always. I'm like, can I just do upper body and back? And he's like, no, you don't skip leg day, because someday your arch nemesis or your former master is going to have the high ground, and you need to be able to jump over that bitch. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, that's it. And then remember, I used to tell you that long before Anakin, got his limbs chopped off. And then we see that what happened. We were watching that in the theater. I looked over and I just went, see what I mean?
I told you.
Yeah. So there it is. And of course, and there's unboxing treasures. We've already mentioned you multiple times today, buddy. And the correct answer is a version of that. It is the high ground, of course.
That is correct. What is the high ground, Tyler? That earns you 2 points. 2 points for you.
All right. Moving right
along.
One
question down. Moving right along in the youngling level. Question numero dos. That means 2 if you don't speak Espanol.
No, thank you. Just make sure the people are following along. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Question 2. This droid army leader is one of the few non-Jedi or Sith to wield a lightsaber in Star Wars. He actually wields 4 at once.
He does. Not for very long, though.
No, for a very short period of time. Arguably not even as long as Anakin had 2 lightsabers in Attack of the Clones. Whenever there's too much lightsabers going on, they really just end that almost immediately, don't they?
Yeah, it's so weird to me too. They're like, oh, this is really cool. Oh, so should we have it go on for a while? No. Like a split second. Yeah, I mean, you don't want people to enjoy it for too long.
No.
Give them barely a taste and then immediately end it. Never got that. Yeah, the dual wielding by Anakin was sweet against Dooku. And yeah, it lasted like 2 seconds. The 4 lightsabers with Grievous, it looks freaking awesome, right? And then Obi-Wan just kind of cuts the arms off one by one almost immediately, and it's over. And there's a few scenes that unfortunately I love the scene with Obi-Wan and Grievous. I love that whole fight. But there's like right in the beginning, the first like kind of thrust Grievous does. He does it with like 2 at one time, and Obi-Wan blocks it, and his other 2 arms are just sitting there. And you're like, oh, well, you had your chance, dude, right there. Just, can your arms move separately? Just thrust those ones while the other ones go up.
I mean,
you got to imagine, right? Did Dooku not think of that? Like, shouldn't he be using those arms independently to make them a little bit harder? He's like throwing all 4 arms at the same time.
Like,
what is he doing, man?
Dooku's like, well, you have 4 arms, but here's the thing. You're not going to use 2 of them. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do
exactly.
it.
Yep. Make sure you only.
Unfair.
It's like when you have when you're surrounded by bad guys and they only attack 1 at a time, right? It's just an unwritten rule in movies. So you have 4 lightsabers, but still you can only use 1 at a time. You can't just use all of them at once. You cross the streams and that's it. You're obliterated. So
exactly.
Yeah, but of course we got with Walgreens.
Well, it could be General Walgreens. It could be R2D3. Popsis says Grievous. I don't know who that is. That can't be it. So
okay, well, I'm going to go with Pop Sith. Strangely, our Jedi Knight, our savior, despite his name, and it is General Grievous. In fact, yes,
It is General Grievous, correct. And again, I don't know, Pop Sith and Unboxing Treasures jumped on a little late. You guys, you have to go back and watch The Crawl because you may have made an appearance in there.
You may have.
You may have.
Who knows?
But definitely did. All right.
You for sure are in there.
2 questions correct, 4 points earned. Moving right along on the youngling level. Tyler, are you ready for question number 3?
Let's do it, man.
Boom. Question number 3. This protocol droid has his mind wiped at the end of the film to explain his lack of awareness in the original trilogy. But I mean, what about R2?
Right. You know, I've heard people say, so why R2 just knows all these things that happen? Like, why isn't he saying anything? I've heard some people speculate that Anakin programmed him that way. So like I'm relaying what people have said. Don't shoot the messenger here.
That sounds like something a J.J. Abrams fan would say.
Right. And so, said that he programmed him that way because he didn't want him like revealing everything. So he programmed him to kind of play his cards close to the vest, as they say. I've heard other people, one of the best ways I've heard it described is R2-D2 is like a happy puppy, right? So it's not even like he's not even thinking to do all this stuff. He's just really excited to be wherever he's at, and he's really excited to be helpful and do whatever needs to be done at any time. And he's, super competent in the things that he does, but he's not just going to like sit down and start talking to everybody about like what happened in the past and yada, yada. He's just like a happy puppy. He's just happy to be where he's at. And
I guess. I mean,
right? I mean,
maybe. Okay.
What else is it? What? If he's not a happy puppy, Justin, then what is he? Explain it to me.
I can't.
Okay. Well, there it is. He is.
We're going with happy puppy.
Happy puppy is what we're going with. And of course, Justin, the protocol droid who has his mind wiped. Oh no.
That never happens, and it never works out for him just fine.
Right. Was C-3PO, of course.
It's TC-14. No, the answer is C-3PO is correct. You are 3 for 3. 2 more points. 3 for 3 in the youngling level. Again, if you're just joining us, these are the easy questions, youngling level. Just getting Tyler warmed up before we get into the more sinister questions.
We're just shadow boxing right now.
We are shadow boxing right now. Question number 4. Here we go. After deciding to separate following Order 66, Yoda tells Obi-Wan that this former Jedi has learned the path to immortality. Teach Obi-Wan how to commune with him. Yoda will.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of a big aside, right? Something they spend like 2 seconds on. Whole movie happens, and then there's a 2-second scene of Yoda and be like, oh, hey, by the way, one of our dudes figured out immortality. And then like cut to next scene. Like, oh.
It's something that was huge in the original trilogy, and then it becomes huge in the sequels and everything. But you never see a ghost Qui-Gon.
Right.
Am I right? Do you ever you hear his voice, but I don't believe you ever see a Force ghost Qui-Gon.
Yeah. Did they have a deleted scene where he wasn't he supposed to make like a cameo in Revenge of the Sith?
Well, no. Well, I don't know about Revenge of the Sith. I think they discussed having Force ghosts appear in the background at the end of The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
I don't know if they ever actually shot that. I don't remember. We're going to have to look into that. But
yeah, we'll have to.
But I think they talked about like having them all as Force ghosts behind Rey like appear, and instead they just went with the voices in her head instead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my goodness, what do we got? Ray says who is Jesus? It could be Jesus.
Jesus. Great baseball player. Oh my, he was a shortstop and one of the best. Good old Jesus. We got Pop Sith with Qui-Gon Jinn, which is
Qui-Gon Jinn,
which is close. Oh,
and I wonder why did you capitalize the J on John in the middle and nothing else, Pop Sith? I'm very confused about that.
Maybe that's how they did it in the galaxy far, far away. And Templar Pops with Qui-Gon, and of course the correct answer is Qui-Gon Jinn.
I think that's Qui-Gon he put in there. Qui-Gon is the way I read that. Qui-Gon Jinn. It could be Templar. There we go. The answer, of course, is Qui-Gon Jinn. Yes, that is correct. Not a single person spelled his name correctly, but yes, it is Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's all right. That's all right. This is not a spelling competition, Jess. We're not back in the first grade when you won your spelling competition, dude. It doesn't have to be perfect.
It does have to be perfect.
Yep.
We set a high bar for ourselves. All right. Here we go. Last youngling level question before we step the difficulty level up. Are you ready?
Okay.
Question number 5. Have you ever heard the tragedy of this Dark Lord of the Sith that Chancellor Palpatine tells Anakin about at the galaxy's opera house?
I have indeed. What an amazing tale that was. I think we talked before too. I really love some of the ways that Palpatine delivers the lines. Like when he talks about how his apprentice killed him, and he's just like, oh, he's just marinating it, just savoring every
he's
moment.
loving it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's reliving it in his head, and he is just
Exactly.
just jigging it. Ah!
Oh my god. Ironic, isn't it? Like he's just loving every second of that. It kills me. It's so funny. And we've already got some peeps in there who are getting there. Of course, the correct answer is Darth Plagueis the Wise, of course.
That is correct. It is Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis the Wise. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I have Darth Plagueis the book. I hear it's amazing. I've got to read it still, but I've heard it's absolutely fantastic. Heard it's so good.
I've heard some spoilers from it, so I probably shouldn't say it, but I've heard some people talk about it. And yeah, it sounds really cool. Really like it. And some really surprising things too. I wasn't expecting for how much of a role he really played. Well, I won't get into it. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, there we go. No spoiler alert, but
no spoilers.
No spoilers. Ray says, who is Judas? Ray's on a real biblical kick tonight.
Right. Well, the first one he named was a shortstop, so
that's true.
That was totally
different. Yeah. Templar says Darth Moranis.
Oh, okay.
That's what Rick Moranis' name should have been in Spaceballs instead of Dark Helmet. It should have been Darth Moranis.
Dark Helmet's pretty good.
It kind of works, on multiple levels. But
it really does.
Well, that's it, Tyler. You 5 for 5 in the Youngling level. You have earned all 10 points that were available in that level. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
And before we move on to the next level, let's just remind everybody that we are on Patreon. Link is down in the description if you are interested. We have 5 tiers available. A number of the people that join our streams, of course, are patrons of the channel. We appreciate it. We love each and every one of you. Help us grow this thing. Join our Patreon. Any dollar we receive goes towards equipment upgrades, trips to Comic-Cons, and things like that for us. It does not go in our pocket. I mean, I guess it kind of does, but we spend it. We put it back into making more content and better content for you guys. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Links in the description if you are interested. Obviously, you're interested. Right. And you're going to go down and you're going to click. It's only going to work on the weak-minded. But
right, so that's perfect. Those are going to be the ones watching our stream right now, right? So now just lost all support.
We lost everyone. Templar's on the council. He is one of our high tier supporters. Templar, we love you. Join him on the council. Templar. We got room. We meet once a month, and if we get more council members, we might meet more. I don't know. Talk about whatever you guys want. We talk about YouTube. We talk about Star Wars. Talk about business. We talk about all kinds of stuff.
And last time, Justin was literally showing off his lightsabers during our council meeting. I mean, you never know where it's going to go.
That's true. I was. Yeah. And it paid off because there was a trivia question about that.
There was literally Mace Windu's lightsaber.
All right. So, Tyler, are you ready? We are now moving up to the Padawan level tier.
All righty. Let's step it up.
Are a little more difficult. Let's see if I can trip you up here. Question number 6. During the initial skirmish above Coruscant, Anakin says the General Grievous's ship is crawling with these types of droids.
Absolutely. Just the colloquial name, I would assume I can call these, right? Not like the full long official name. Okay, I'm going to say because I don't know if I remember that. Okay, yep, absolutely know this one for sure. I've got it. Love that opening. Wow. I mean, in Revenge of the Sith, holy crap.
The way the camera pans, I love it. How it kind of just pans down and then you see the starfighters and then it just pans down into a melee over Coruscant. I love that scene. Love that shot.
Beautiful. The way that Anakin and Obi-Wan are flying together, everything in sync, them working together. You see the teamwork there. Just an amazing opening. Really, the first, probably 15, 20 minutes of the movie, super high octane,
really
like non-stop. And then it's after that it slows down a bit, right? And you got kind of some diverging storylines, gets a little convoluted, but then you get to the midpoint, and then again you think like midpoint to end, everything that happens again, it's like holy crap, right? The midpoint of the movie is the arrest of Palpatine. That's the midpoint. of the movie.
Right.
I mean, that could be,
You know,
you could have split that into 2 movies and had that be an ending. That's just the midpoint. You haven't seen Yoda and Palpatine. You haven't seen Obi-Wan versus Anakin yet. That you're only halfway through the movie. You've already seen them fight, Obi-Wan versus Grievous. You've already seen Obi and Anakin versus Dooku. I mean, like, that's crazy.
It
what
really
they packed
is
into it.
Is action packed. I think at one point I paused it, maybe even during that scene, and was like, there's an hour and 20 minutes left or whatever it was. It was like, man, it does happen pretty early on. So
yeah,
here you go. You got some help. Templar says Buzz.
Oh, no. Trying to mislead me. I will not have it. I will not have it this time.
Neither I nor Templar would ever try to mislead you, Tyler.
I don't believe it for a second. But another thing about this scene, though, the only thing that gets me is, when they fly into Grievous's flagship, right? And they fly in there, and then Obi-Wan jumps out, and he just goes flying out this crazy entrance and starts, torching droids. And then, like, Anakin just slowly gets out. He's like
unbuckles
his seatbelt, right? And he puts the parking brake on, pulls the mirror down, like checks his teeth and stuff. Right? Like, what is he doing? Why is the old man, his master, jumping out of there like a Tasmanian devil, and he's just slowly getting out? That always seemed weird. Like, if anything, it would make more sense the opposite way. But
I would agree.
I love that entrance by Obi-Wan is just spectacular. And of course, Justin, the answer to the question is it was covered in vulture droids.
You sure it's not gonk droids? Templar's throwing out another one there.
I am positive it's not gonk droids.
You are correct. Templar did try to trick you. That was the only other option I thought you might give, was the buzz droids, because they do actually get on the starfighters in that scene. But Anakin in that moment says the Grievous's ship is crawling with vulture droids.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Yep. The vulture droids were on Grievous's ship. They obviously had the buzz droids on their ships. There was the tri-fighters that are also flying around attacking, and actually made by the same alien species that makes the droidicus, right? The destroyers are the same ones that make the tri-fighters that kill some of the clone pilots and stuff. So
yeah, when you start getting into the manufacturers and stuff, that's deep.
Oh
cuts.
Yeah, gotta be prepared. Yeah, it's the Colicoids from Cola 4 who make those. So you got to know that.
He's just showing off, and he just ruined question 15 like he always tends to do. All
right. If that's the case, that's amazing.
All right, are you ready? Question number 7. Yep. You are 6 for 6 so far. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Of the 3 Jedi that accompanied Mace Windu to arrest Chancellor Palpatine, this is the one that lasted the longest before dying.
Oh, okay. That accompanied Mace Windu. Sure. Yep. No problems here.
Not Mace Windu. Of the 3 that accompanied him, it's the one that lasted the longest before being killed.
Okay. No problems here whatsoever. Yeah. This is the only one thing, man, the one scene where I wish they would have done it a little differently. I agree. I love everything else about the scene. Everything else. I love the opening, the way that Mace Windu comes in with them.
I love the way they walk in. Yeah, I love the way they walk in.
It's so sweet. Yeah. I love the dialogue between him and Palpatine. I think it's great. I even like the spin and the scream. Everything is awesome. The fight between Mace Windu and Palpatine, I think, is great. But I hate how slow and easy it was for him to kill the other Jedi. When he does the big whoop, and then, they're just kind of sitting there, and and it's like, now
the first thrust is not blocked even once.
Right.
He just thrusts one Jedi. I'm not giving away any names because you've got to answer.
Yep,
he thrusts the first one just right through the chest on the first. No one blocks anything. There's 4 of them, and he goes right through the chest.
And they had their lightsabers on, and they just saw him. They just saw him pull a lightsaber out of his sleeve. That would put me on high alert. I don't know about you. I'd be like, "Oh crap! Like, this guy, he really is this Sith Lord. He's got a lightsaber right here. Like, holy crap!" So yeah, it just always bothered me. Now, I've heard people try to explain this just in all kinds of ways, but now it can help, right? When you find these alternative explanations, or especially in the
It can help
literature,
you
like
sleep.
in
Yeah, it can help you live with it. Yeah.
Well, because
Right.
like especially the books and stuff that give so much better explanations and describe it so much better, right? Like in the books, they're moving so fast, like Mace and Palpatine are supposed to be moving so fast it looked like a blur to Anakin. And so if that's what happened with Palpatine and that's why he killed him, then that's all good. But that's not what you see in the movie. And so you got to go by what would people know from just watching the movie. It just kind of looks like they stood there motionless while he did that. And another, people have said it was the scream, like the Force scream, which is, what is a real thing that like they were supposed to do, and that like Palpatine was able to do to kind of stun and confuse the enemy, cloud their mind and stuff, which is something. One thing that I always did though, to try to, help myself sleep at night, like you said, was to me, I always just kind of had it in my mind, well, we've heard throughout the movies that the dark side is like clouding the Jedi's vision, right? That they can't see as well. It's getting harder and harder too. Like their powers are diminishing because of essentially Palpatine's influence with the dark side. And so to me, it was like when they went in there, it's kind of like for the first time in their entire lives, these Jedi can't see what's about to happen. They can't feel what's about to happen. And so like the way I thought of it myself was, it's like, doing martial arts when you're like a kid doing karate or something, you have like preset moves. And so like, the person's going to kick and you block it. And like you can always, right, and you know how that feels. And imagine if every fight your entire life felt that way, but then suddenly a person just starts fighting you for real and it's not preset. What would that be like? You could just sit there and get knocked out, right? Because you didn't know what was coming. That's kind of what I would tell myself.
I get that, and that makes sense. The Force scream makes sense. The delayed reaction because of the dark side makes sense. But again, it almost seems like that's something that they should address in the movie. Then, if that was actually the case, they could foreshadow it. Even a conversation between Mace Windu and the three other Jedi while they're going, just saying something along the lines of, we've never encountered this before. We don't know. He'll be able to cloud our judgment and our movements. You need to be extra careful. I don't know. It could have happened in literally a 3-second line. They could have basically kind of set up what you explained there, but we're really digressing away from
I know.
So
we're talking Star Wars, right? That's what we do.
Ray says he was invisible for a few seconds.
Maybe.
Pop says freaking Kit Fisto dies in 1 millisecond. Ray also says, who is Booba Flick? It could be Booba Flick.
Booba Flick. Okay, so of the three Jedi, just because we got on such a tangent, let me reread the question. Of the three Jedi that accompanied Mace Windu to arrest Chancellor Palpatine, this is the one that lasted the longest. And even though I believe Pops has just said Kit Fisto dies in like a millisecond, I believe he dies, he lasts the longest. I believe it's Aegon Kolar who dies first. And then it's Saesee Tiin, and then Kit Fisto actually blocks a few, I think. Like, he actually gets a few blocks in and then gets torched, and then it's Mace Windu. So I will say Kit Fisto lasts the longest.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
But it's a good thing you didn't trust Pop Seth, because you're absolutely right. He goes right through Aegon Kolar's chest, turns around, swats Saesee Tiin away, and then Kit Fisto does get a few blocks in before Palpatine just swipes him away to the side and kills him as well.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely correct. That's a good one. Yep. I actually wondered when Pop Seth was like, Kit Fisto dies in a freaking millisecond. I was like, that could mess with Tyler, maybe.
I know, especially coming from Pop Seth. He has the dark side ability. Maybe that's why it's called Pop Sith, because he has been our Jedi Knight savior at times, but that's given him extreme power to manipulate us into saying bad answers.
That's absolutely right. Yep. Okay, moving on to question number 8. Okay. Well, yeah, see, Unboxing Treasure says Pops is being a little sneaky. He might have got paid to throw Tyler off tonight, or maybe he went back and watched the opening crawl where we referred to him as a Jedi Knight, and he wants to be the Pop Sith. So now he's going to flood us with wrong answers. Here we go. Question number 8, Tyler.
Okay.
These are the colors of the 4 lightsabers that General Grievous wields during against Obi-Wan on Utapau I want to know the colors, or essentially how many of each color.
Oh, crap. I mean, I think it's just... I don't want to look at the chat until I think about it for a second. Crap. This is not that hard. Crap.
I thought this was a good one. I even thought about asking this. I thought about asking this later on and asking what color was in each hand, but I decided to move this up and make it a little easier.
Yeah, this is totally fair. I want to say it's just like 2 blue and 2 green. Right? Because it didn't seem like there was...
Excuse me.
It didn't seem like it was all blue. It didn't seem like it was all green. There was a mix, but there was no like purple. There's no yellow. There's no red, right? I think it's just 2 blue and 2 green.
He says 2 fuchsia, 2 magenta. So
okay.
You should consider that.
These are more exotic Jedi.
Yes, they're very eccentric Jedi. Yes.
Oh man, I really think it's just 2 blue, 2 green. Pop Sith is now saying that, but as we said, he might be embracing his dark side and just trying to confirm my wrong answer. Now it's very tough. Very tough.
Mm-hmm.
What a tricky...
Ray says teal, warm purple, whatever that means. Black and orange with a hint of green. That's very possible as well. Ray, again, those are colors, and we appreciate that. You're getting so close to giving good answers, bud.
I think one of them was Tickle Me Pink. One of the greatest colors ever invented. Oh man, I don't know. I think I just have to go with that. Yeah, I don't.
You have to go with teal, warm purple, black, and orange with a hint of green.
I think I have to. Right? I mean, Ray never lets me down, except those times where
you pick his answer.
When you pick his answer, and it's the most wrong answer you could have ever thought of. But other than that, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna say 2 blue, 2 green.
So it is 2 blue and 2 green. That is absolutely correct. Can you tell me which color is in which hand? Is this going to be a total guess?
It's going to be a total guess. I mean, maybe I'd get lucky and guess it, but I can kind of see it either way in my head. I just knew it had to be 2 blue and 2 green because it's like when you picture him, I know he didn't have any other colors in that, right? Like I said, there's no purple, there's no yellow, there's no red or anything like that. So it's blue or green. Yep. And it's like if he had 3 blues, that would have been like noticeable, right? It'd have to be like 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and just 1 somewhere else. That would have been it kind of felt like a mix. So it's got to be 2 blue and 2 green. So and it's probably and it's probably like blue,
upper
green,
right and
green,
lower
blue.
left. Yeah, right? It's upper right and lower left are blue, and it's upper left and lower right are green.
Okay, yep. So I would have guessed that too, because again, it seems like a mix. So I would have guessed each corner, but which corner is which, I would have just been a total guess.
But that is correct. 2 blue and 2 green. That is another correct question.
All right.
3 for 3, and the Padawan level doing very well here. Okay. And now we move on to question numero 9. That is 9. If you do not speak Spanish. I'm doing this so that the algorithm picks up more Hispanic-speaking people to push the videos out to. I wonder if that's actually a thing. That
is very smart. Me llamo Teeler. Just so everyone knows.
You say Teeler? You pronounce your name Teeler? And
I don't know. Is that Taylor? I don't know. How would you pronounce that in Spanish?
Mine's pronounced Justino.
Justino. Oh, very Justino. Good. I like that. Actually, I think a Justino fits you. Like maybe you should just go by that all the time.
Maybe I will.
Way better.
What do you mean way better? It's not way better.
God, Justin.
It's better.
It's better. That.
It's better.
Justino. I like that. It's got a gravitas to it that I really enjoy.
Okay, question number 9. Are you ready? Pow. This is the number of named characters that appear in the film's opening crawl. Only named characters.
Okay. I tried to make sure I knew the crawl really well because I always forget to ask questions about the crawl, but you've asked me several. So
I have asked you several crawl questions, yes.
Yep. So like I knew the first word, war, right? I was trying to kind of make sure I had the key ideas. So I believe they talk about, the evil Count Dooku. Then they absolutely mention the leader of the droid army, General Grievous. And they for sure mention that he kidnaps Palpatine. And I think that's it, because they don't mention Obi-Wan or Anakin by name, but they do mention Jedi Knights. But I think those are the 3 names.
No good guys?
I really don't think so. Because who else would it be?
Unboxing Treasures says 6. Ray, of course, always takes decimal points, 4.569442.
Right. They were like, oh, boo, and then they just stopped. And then,
yeah, and then dot, dot,
dot. No, I know. There's no way. There's no good guys mentioned. Because again, who would it be? They don't mention Yoda. Again, I read through the crawl many times because you always ask questions about it. It's not like they mention Yoda or Mace or anything like that. The ones they would mention would be Obi-Wan or Anakin, but they don't. They'd mention Jedi Knights, 2 Jedi Knights. I'm gonna say, I don't see anything else in the chat that would. I'm gonna say 3. This is the number of named characters that appear. I'm gonna say 3. Final answer.
Dooku, Grievous, Palpatine, and that's it. 3. It is 3.
Oh,
you are absolutely correct.
You really got me with that one. Wow.
They do say Jedi Knights. They do not refer to Anakin or Obi-Wan by name. They do simply call them Jedi Knights. It is 3 villains, and they're the only ones mentioned by name in the crawl. Well done.
I gotta say, you probably fooled me. That was probably the biggest fool ever. I really thought I had it when you started going through like this. I'm like, oh no, like really? I forgot one. That was good. Okay.
All right. You ready? You are 9 for 9. You're 4 in a row. 4 in a row in the Padawan level. Last Padawan level question before we move into the Jedi Knight round. Okay. After being freed aboard the Invisible Hand, Chancellor Palpatine tells Anakin that they should leave before more of these arrive.
Holy crap.
You just pumped your fist like you just watched that scene and remembered it or something like that.
I literally did. Did you hear when
we popped on the stream, I heard you were you're watching the movie again.
And I was just re-listening to the beginning part of it. And I actually caught a few things today that I had missed. I won't mention the other one, but there was a number.
Please don't, just in case.
Just in case. But there was a number I missed that Obi-Wan said.
Okay, so I know what you're going to say, and I was going to ask that, and I decided not to, because I thought you would pick it out.
Okay, which should I tell you which one I'm thinking of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was 913, right? It was the...
Oh, wait. No, that's not the one I was thinking of. There's another number. Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah. So that was one where like I couldn't even believe it. Like I heard it having it on the background today, and I'm like, how did I miss that? I like panicked because then you're like, if you missed that, what else did you miss? Like it was just,
you idiot.
You know what I mean? Because it's so obvious. He does it like right after he's attacked on Utapau. And I'm like, holy crap, like how did I miss? But you know what happens is sometimes you just kind of get into the movie, and so you just start, missing those little
start
things
watching.
You stop. Yep.
Exactly.
And I must just missed right over it. But this, I absolutely heard. I even told you I was trying to watch the movie more this week and tried to talk along with the movie to try to catch some of those details because I've been, stubbing my toe on some of the quotes. But this one, I'm pretty sure I know because it's tricky. Had I not just watched this, I probably would have just said droids.
But I would have said, either no or you need to be more specific. Yeah, I can't just give you that. Yeah.
But it's a type of droid. And I believe he said, Unboxing Treasure says
groupies droids or gangster droids.
Right. Like, we got to get out of here before the groupies get here. Oh, man.
We don't want the groupies showing up now. It's gonna really go downhill after that happens.
We're going to be beaten off with a stick, and we just can't have that. So, no, I believe he said security droid. What are security droids?
It is security droids.
Oh my
Absolutely
goodness.
Correct. We have to leave before more security droids arrive. Absolutely correct.
Okay.
Now you can tell Carrie that the rewatch, the day of trivia actually paid off for you.
Huge. Again, potentially with the other number thing too. I couldn't believe having it on today that I caught that and that somehow I missed it before. So yeah, I got to make sure day of background movies is apparently a necessity.
Day of background movies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. Hey, another perfect round. You are 10 for 10. You earned 10 points in the youngling level. You earned 15 points in the Padawan level. But now we are moving on to the Jedi Knight level. Before we do, please go down, If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below, share it around, share it like Templar does. Templar shares it around all the time. Our council member, we love you. We love all you guys, but help us grow. Like, share, subscribe. We don't like pitching that stuff, so we try to make it quick, but we appreciate you guys.
Yep. But let's hang on it a little bit. So what you need to do is just, take a minute, make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and comment. Maybe do
Text
a few
everyone
comments.
in your phone. Yeah.
Right. Go through your Rolodex. You'll remember those. Start calling people, telling them about the channel. We're not asking for a lot, just for you to call every person you've ever interacted with and tell them about the channel. I mean, it's not that big
what's the big deal? Yeah, exactly. Relax. Right? Just make the call. Okay. Jeez.
Right. Well, everybody just calm down and just tell
why is everybody
freaking
freaking out about this?
Wow. Jeez.
All right, Tyler. Here we go. I got some good ones cooked for you. I like a lot of these ones. I like them a lot. I would be very surprised if you went 5 for 5. I also would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if you got them all, but if you got a couple wrong, I wouldn't be shocked either. Which basically means I just said absolutely nothing. But yes.
You're either going to get the question right or wrong. You're
going to get it right or wrong, man. You're going to get it right or wrong, bro.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Question number 1 in the Jedi Knight level. This is number 11 overall. Here we go. This is the only Jedi, other than Yoda, that we see on Kashyyyk helping the Wookiees.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, you're liking it. You're feeling this one, huh?
Yeah. Almost positive. Almost positive. I think I'm not sure if she officially dies on Kashyyyk. And I think her Padawan is supposed to be there. But I don't know. I don't know that we see her Padawan. But I'm almost positive I know who this is.
I can't comment on this until the question has been answered. And then we can discuss what you are thinking internally in your head.
Yeah, let's see. I'm almost positive here. What did you think of the battle on Kashyyyk? What did you think of that whole business?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of unique. It was kind of different.
Yeah,
I mean, they kind of come from the water, and the Wookiees have these kind of unique, weapons. They're more primitive, but technologically advanced too, which makes sense. And Yoda's there, and I love Yoda. Yeah. Of course, Yoda's there. Exactly. Now he doesn't do anything dope other than behead the clone troopers, of course, which is awesome.
Right. But yeah, I mean, that's like, I remember one time, I went to a skating party and I was like, who's here? And there's like, and there's no one really here, but then pointed and it's like, but Yoda's here. And you're like, holy crap. Like now it's a party. Like now it's like people will be talking about this skating party for years because like Yoda was there, I
want people to be like, how'd they get Al Roker to come?
That's what you want. But yeah, no, I liked it. The thing, how it fits into the narrative. Yeah, a bit suspect, right? It just kind of feels like they needed to concoct a way to make sure that Yoda wasn't...
To get Yoda off Coruscant.
Yep. Right, because he couldn't be there. And absolutely, you definitely feel that. But at the same time, I thought they made the battle and stuff very cool. Have you ever seen those edits where people have edited over like the classic Vietnam style music over the war? It's super cool. I'll have to send you a clip if you've never seen it.
In Kashyyyk? They do it.
Yeah. So like people would take kind of like the battle sequence in Kashyyyk, but rather than have, like the normal intense music that's playing during it, they kind of make it like a Vietnam like war montage that they would do for the old school Vietnam movies. Where, like the scene plays and it's got those. God, I can't even think of the name of the song. Someone, if you've seen that, you'd have to comment in the chat what I'm talking about. But it's like, they're almost kind of like happy, summery type songs that like would play on some of those. Vietnam War montages and stuff. And when you play that over the Kashyyyk battle, it's actually like works surprisingly well. It looks really, really cool. I'll have to try to send it to you. But okay.
All right, so Ray says, who is Master Sub-Zero?
Master Sub-Zero. I don't believe that's correct because that is a character from Mortal Kombat. Video game.
Perhaps that's where George Lucas got the idea. He was notorious for stealing ideas.
That's true, and especially from Mortal Kombat. I mean, that's absolutely true. But I would say that the only Jedi other than Yoda that we see on Kashyyyk was Luminara Unduli.
Luminar Unduli is correct. She
All
is
right.
the only other Jedi we see on Kashyyyk, and we see her very quickly.
Very briefly.
Very quickly in a scene that just pans up over the beach. You see her and it goes away. You never see her again. She never ignites her lightsaber. And now Quinlan Vos and some others in canon, I think, in the novelizations are said to also be on Kashyyyk, which is why I say in this question, it says that we see on Kashyyyk.
Yeah,
exactly. So I tried to make sure I separated that question appropriately, just in case you were doing extra research and thought, well, Quinlan Vos was there and a few other people might have been there. But
well,
Luminary Unduli is the only one we see.
Yeah, because it was Quinlan Vos. Then it was Luminar Unduli's Padawan was there as well.
Barriss Offee. I don't think she's there. Barriss Offee. Oh, maybe
I read that she was there.
Maybe she was there too. No, you might be right. It could be. Well, no. See, I thought last time I read up on it, I thought it was Yoda, Unduli, and Vos. I thought they were the only 3 Jedi there. But we could be wrong. Maybe Frederick will tell us if we're wrong. I don't know. Oh, wait, assuming he watches the stream and reports. I don't know.
Well, then, but didn't Quinlan Vos? Didn't he just bring troops to Boz Pity? So then, did he go from there then back to Kashyyyk?
Well, I don't think he goes to Kashyyyk with Yoda. He just eventually is sent to Kashyyyk. But that's kind of like what I read about it. But he has not seen. I went through every scene again in the movie after finding a similar question to what I just asked to confirm. And I paused and many, many moments to make sure I could not find another Jedi anywhere.
Gotcha.
And Luminar Unduli is the only other Jedi than Yoda that we see on Kashyyyk.
Yep.
So there you go.
All right, we got her.
That's a 5-pointer or a 6-pointer?
We're in question 11, so that should be 6, right?
Well, that's a 6-pointer. All right.
Yeah, because we're this is
Jedi
Knight.
You are cruising right along. Question number 12. Excuse me. This human male Padawan of the Jedi Order was killed by clone troopers in front of Senator Bail Organa just outside the Jedi Temple. You're nodding your head, indicating that you have no idea who this is.
I'm clueless. Absolutely prepared for this one. No doubt about it. When I saw that kid, double check, make sure he's got a name in canon, because some of them don't. Like there was a few characters where I like, okay, who's the name of this? And like in canon, they're actually not named.
Well, let me ask you if this is the same person. So I was going to ask you who the captain of the Invisible Hand was.
Exactly.
Who Grievous says, "What's the situation, Captain?" Yep. And then I was like, "Ooh, who's that captain? Who's that Nemoidian?" And so I looked it up. It's an unnamed Nemoidian. I'm like, everyone is named in Star Wars.
I know.
How does the captain of the Invisible Hand not have a name?
And especially he has speaking lines, and he's the captain of Grievous's flagship. Like that
speaks to Grievous. Yeah,
it blew my mind. Yep, that's absolutely one of them, and that's not the only one, but that is one of them where I'm like, oh, yep, got to know who the captain is, and was shocked. But like when you're studying, you're like, okay, well, great. One last thing I have to memorize, but like that's weird. That why wouldn't he have a name?
I was surprised because I actually saw that and thought that'd be a good question. Looked up and I'm like, does this person really not have a name?
Yep. Another one was one of the younglings, right? The very famous youngling. It's unnamed in canon. Not this one though. This particular one is absolutely named in canon, and was something of a monster. I mean, he comes out just wrecking peeps like nobody's business.
He took some clone troopers down. Yeah, he did.
It's really too bad because I would have watched his career with great interest. Had he survived. And we've got Top Sith.
So Zet.
With Zet, which I believe is his first name.
But Ray says Bowser. Maybe it's Zet Bowser or Bowser Zet. So something to consider.
Ray's having a bit of a trouble here. So he keeps confusing video games with Star Wars, and not just like any video game, but apparently any video game he's ever played. So Bowser is actually from Mario, Ray. So it's just a totally, totally different thing.
From Mario, Ray.
Yeah. He's the villain there. So yeah, we got to keep those separated.
Yes.
But yeah, Zet is the kid's first name, and his last name is Jukasa, I believe.
That's correct. It is Zet Jukasa. Well done. To take my pen out to give you more points.
Well, I like that feeling. I like that. All right. Wow, I'm feeling good. This is great.
All right.
We're really cruising today.
Only 3 more questions and a bonus round to go for Tyler. Here we go. Question number 13. Question number 3 in the Jedi Knight, 13 overall. Here we go. Here we are. Here we go. This hovering medical droid was designed to assist in the birth and newborn care of a variety of species. One actually delivered Luke and Leia on Polis Massa.
Okay, can I get a clarification here?
That
One
depends
was
on what you want.
designed to assist in the birth. So there's 2 I'm thinking of. I actually just think the other one's name.
Well, look what
popped
the
in my
second,
head.
it says one delivered Luke and Leia.
Okay. So that's one actually delivered it. That's supposed to be the hint. Okay, so this isn't the one
Yes.
that was talking to them, which I believe was GH7. That's not that one. Okay, and then the other one then is called I just looked at this. What was that?
Excuse me.
It was it's like the name of the women who used to help a midwife, right?
I don't know. You're checking the chat. You're looking at the chat.
Just seeing if they
Ray says
birthing-
Nurse Paul Palpatine.
Unboxing Treasure says
the
birthing
droid.
I think it's called a midwife droid. I actually feel pretty confident in that. Again, I just looked at this, was prepared. I knew GH7. That was the one I actually initially blanked on that I thought you were talking about, was the GH7 droid that comes out and says, like, she lost
GH7 is the
will.
one that speaks to them. That's correct.
Right. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm asking you for the droid that delivers Luke and Leia.
Yep. Pop Sith. Okay. And Pop Sith is confirming. He's confirming adamantly. And that was what my gut told me anyway. So I got Pop Sith with me. I'm going to say midwife droid.
The answer is a Kroontan B Machine midwife droid. I will accept midwife droid.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yes. It is the
Okay,
it is the mod.
crazy.
The full model is a Kroontan B Machine, but it is called the midwife droid. So yes,
Okay.
I will accept that. Again, Lucas being very original in naming his droids, the midwife droid. Oh man, the ex-wife
Okay.
droid. Yeah, I don't know if the ex-wife droid delivers its own babies. I don't know. That would be weird. But
No, maybe.
maybe.
Okay. Another one you got me there. I thought this was going to be that the class of the ship thing all over again. Like, oh no, I really I needed more to it because I could not have got that full name. I only knew it as the midwife droid.
All right. Two
Okay.
more Jedi Knight questions to go, and then we're into the Jedi Master bonus question. Here we go.
Let's do
Question number 14. This is the number of times Obi-Wan shoots General Grievous in the heart, killing the formidable droid leader with his own DT-57 Annihilator blaster.
You could have asked me the blaster he shot him with. I would have had no
I know.
problem.
I told you it's a DT-57 Annihilator. This is the number of times that Obi-Wan shoots General Grievous in the heart, killing the formidable droid leader with his own DT-57 Annihilator blaster.
I mean, it's just going to be a guess. Hopefully an educated one. So let's think here. Oh, man. That's so tough. That's a good one. That is a good one. This is like that Darth Maul question you asked me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, because we are getting to the point as we keep doing these that we have to be more crafty with the way we ask questions.
This is a great
We can't
question.
just be like, right, name that ship, name that character. We have to, right. And so I think when we, if anyone who's here has probably played Star Wars Trivia Pursuit or, games like that. And Tyler and I and our dad were just kind of going through some of the cards a few weeks ago. And, the way they ask some of the questions were like, that's a good way to get you thinking about other things in the movie.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to kind of craft other ways to ask questions. So that's why I thought this was an interesting question.
Yeah, because there's actually a few that kind of threw us off because it was like, oh, that was a weird way to think about that scene and like how to ask that question. And so, yeah, it definitely got us thinking outside the box. Part of the reason why too, we said we were going to start challenging ourselves more, do the point system. So it wasn't about being perfect, more about just try to get points, but so the other person didn't have to feel bad about asking super hard questions. So it's like, yeah, we just got to go for points. Man. Okay. So, I mean, it's not like a trick question. It's more than one because I picture the scene. He shoots him once. Grievous kind of looks down and he shoots a couple more times. And it's kind of like, is it
Love how you have your eyes closed and you're making blaster
pew
noises.
sounds. Or is it like?
Or is it like boom, 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 boom?
I think it's either. I feel like it's like he shoots him the once. And he looks down, but then there's like two other. Is it 2 or 3? I can't remember. Now I can see. Gosh, now I can see it both ways. But maybe the other one's too many. So what I'm thinking is, I know he shoots him more than once. It's not like a trick question. I know he shoots him more than once.
Unboxing Treasure says pew pew pew.
Right. Well, and then the question Unboxing Treasures is, in my mind right now, is it pew 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 pew, or is it pew 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 pew?
Oh, what?
It's like he goes like pew 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 pew. Right? So it's like so what is that? It's between 5 and 7 would be my guess. So let's see. What does everyone in chat say? Ray says 3. Gosh, I just think it's more than that, because there's like 2 kind of.
The only numbers you have in chat are 1 and 3.
1 and 3.
And Unboxing Treasures asks a good question here. He says, do all the shots hit him in the heart?
They're all close, I think, right? He's shot in the heart. Yeah, I don't recall him like just shooting his arm or around. I would say, yeah. I mean, even though Obi-Wan thinks they're uncivilized, I think he seemed to have some skill with that blaster. It's actually a good point. Like,
well, he has the Force. He uses the Force.
Were they all in the heart? I really think so. That didn't even dawn on me, though. Did he miss it all? Or like hit? No, because he shoots him dead in the heart the first time, kind of like gets it going, and then the rest of the blasts, like, essentially set him on fire. See, now Ray says he thinks it's pew 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 unloads. Okay.
Something to think about.
The one that's really got me thinking, Unboxing Treasure saying, do they all hit him in the heart, has actually got me a little worried. Like, is that the trick? That like maybe they didn't even all hit him? Maybe no.
Why do you think I would try to trick you? No, that's crazy. You're crazy. That's crazy.
It's clearly a trick.
That's crazy. You're crazy.
No. Jeez. So I'm between 5 and 7. Because I'm pretty sure there's like 2 follies. Oh gosh, this feels like exactly like the Darth Maul thing. But I don't have Templar Pops is not talking it through with me like he did the Darth Maul one.
Yeah, he was, and then they kind of started yelling the right answer at you. Was that one?
No, the yelling the right answer was the number of pod racers, because I was going through. Remember, I wasn't looking at chat. You told me not to.
That's right.
And I was literally going through and naming every pod racer, while apparently Pop Sith was just writing 18 a million times. But Templar and I were going through the Darth Maul scene to try to figure out the number of lines he had, and we got there. We got it right.
Yep. That was one I thought I had you on too, and you guys talked that all the way through and got it right. Absolutely did.
And this one, Templar just says pew. So, I don't know. I mean, this is a good question. These are just obviously not the ones I prepare for. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a good question. It's one we need to know. This is
not the kind of question, for example, you're going to find in a visual dictionary. It's a kind of question you'd have to watch the movie and be like, that could be an interesting trivia question. I should maybe learn that. Like, that's the only reason you would know it. Right.
Yeah, it's like the number of horns on Darth Maul's head. Like, I've seen that question come up, and it's like, man, I never. Yeah, exactly. I know that it's 10 as well from having seen those questions, but it's like one that you just don't normally think about when you're trying to go through the trivia questions. I don't know. I think I'm going to guess 5 or 7. I really think it's the one. And then for some reason I see it as kind of like a, like when someone fires a gun, like the 3 seems like too many. 7 seems like a lot. It could be like maybe it was 2, 3, and I'm just wrong, and it's 6. Oh gosh, I hate this.
I will confirm.
I feel like I'm already taking too long.
Number. You're taking a long time on this one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It is a number. It is a number. You are correct.
I'm just gonna go with my gut. I thought 7 was too many. I thought it was 5 or 7. I'll go 5. 5 is final answer.
It's absolutely.
Are you serious?
5. Yeah, it's 5.
Yes, baby. Okay, we're cruising. We're perfect still. You are Holy
perfect
crap.
still.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that one would get you. I thought for sure you would say 2 or 3 or maybe 4. It seemed like that's kind of the way you were leaning early, and then you kind of just started playing it over and over and over in your head. Because when you watch the scene, he gets him once, and then he just goes pew pew pew, and then there's one final shot, pew, right before the scene cuts away. So it's 5 shots.
I even lucked my way into it because that's not how I was seeing it in my head. I even thought that at the end, for some reason, how I was seeing it, I was close. I remembered there was the one shot, right? I was like, there's one shot, and then I was like, and then I thought there was like 2 other, I don't know what you call them, like a volley, right? Where he shoots like a couple of times. And then I was either hearing like, right, is like, 3, so that'd be 7, or like, and so that was 5. But then just at the end there, I was like, I could even be wrong. Maybe it was like, right, and so it's 6 or something. Right. But I felt like there was the 1, and then there was like 2 other volleys, but I didn't feel like 7 just seemed too many. It seemed like that'd be way too many shots.
Thought 5 seemed like way too many shots. So that's why I didn't think unless you knew the answer, you would get there. You'd think it was 2 or 3. You're like, well, he gets him once, but then it seems like he shoots him 1 or 2 more times before he blows up. Yep, but he actually shoots him 4 more times before he blows up. Yep.
Bam, baby. Watching that movie over and over. I told you, even before the stream, I watched the movie way more times this week because I keep getting hurt on stuff like, especially the dialogue stuff was the stuff that was really bothering me. That like I do all this prep, learning all like the names of the planets and the characters, and I mess up on a dialogue one that I should have known. It's like I should be watching the movie more often each week. So maybe that's what saved me right there. That just being in the back of my mind.
I think it might have. Because you would not have read that in a visual dictionary. You would not.
Absolutely not. Yep. And I still kind of just got lucky because the way you just described it is not the way I was picturing it in my head. But hey, I got the right answer.
It's a right answer nonetheless.
Exactly.
Excuse me. All right, here we go. Last Jedi Knight question. This well-known Wookiee vehicle was named after a sea creature native to Kashyyyk and was used during the battle of the same name.
Well-known Wookiee vehicle.
The battle of the same name meaning Kashyyyk. I just said that, so I didn't say Kashyyyk. It's a well-known Wookiee vehicle used during the battle of Kashyyyk, named after a sea creature native to Kashyyyk.
Oh no, that's a droid. I'm thinking of.
You went, oh no,
crap. No, I was just thinking of a droid. This vehicle. I was thinking of the crab droid. Oh man, I know one. There's only like one vehicle I prepped for this, and I don't even like fully remember it. Ovair.
There were a couple.
Yeah, the only one I really prepped, but it's not really. It's a flying one though. Crap. Oh, I was really feeling good. Now, Ray says, what is a Volkswagen? Ray.
Classic Ray.
No, I just...
Volkswagen! Name that movie. Volkswagen!
Oh, Volkswagen. Now you got me thinking about that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. Volkswagen.
It's not.
Pop Sith has your back here. He says Winnebago. Is it a Winnebago?
So is it Spaceballs for your quote?
No. I think for your
Dumber?
answer. For your answer. It is not Dumb and Dumber.
Volkswagen. What is that from? Now that's going to drive me just as crazy.
He says it after he gets hit by one.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
It's Happy Gilmore.
Oh gosh,
Yep.
yeah, I should have known that. Dang
All
it!
right, digression back to the Star Wars trivia.
I was cruising right along, and now I'm struggling on all trivia fronts. This is ridiculous.
This well-known Wookiee vehicle was named after a sea creature native to Kashyyyk and was used during the Battle of Kashyyyk.
Crap. Oh man, this is too bad. I was really cruising. I was like, wow, I actually could go perfect depending on the bonuses are always absurd.
The bonus is going to be a tough one. Bonus is going to be a tough one.
But I'm like, wow, I might have actually get all 15, which I was not expecting to today, which helped mentally just to go in thinking you're going to miss some, You've done very well. I would say that there's easily 3 or 4 that I thought I could have got you on that you got. Yeah.
The blaster one was the one
I
thought for sure I was going to get you. If you only missed one, I was like, he'll miss the blaster one. Yeah.
And again, I kind of lucked my way into that because even the way I was thinking about it based on what you said wasn't right. But what were the other ones you thought I was going to get wrong?
Well, I thought that the Luminar Underly could be a tough one. I thought the midwife droid would be a tough one because I think you think of that scene and you think of the droid that talks to them. And so I literally thought you might just give me the name of the other droid and not have even thought to look up what the droid was who actually delivered them. So I thought that would be a good tricky one. And then I thought the crawl one again, I thought could have tripped you up with the names. And
the only thing that helped me there was because you've asked me crawl questions in the past. I made sure to read through that multiple times because you've already tripped me up on a crawl question, right? So like I was trying to be prepared for that one. Yeah. So, but I think this is where I tip my hat. I have a guess, but it's not a sea creature. It was like a flying one, unless maybe it also did something in the water. Maybe I'll get lucky here, but I'll say like because I don't see anything in chat.
Everybody's quiet on this one.
The Ovair catamaran.
The answer is the Ovair jet catamaran.
Are you serious?
That is absolutely correct. It is the
Ovair
jet catamaran.
Oh my God. Are you seriously?
But
it's like that's the flying one that flies, right?
Yes, but it has the little boats on it so that it can go into the water.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even notice that.
It's like the flying one with like the little boats on each side. And and then it can, go into the water. Yeah.
Holy crap. That's just the one. I mean, we have the same visual dictionary. That was the only I looked at because there's like a bunch of weapons and stuff in that one. And I'm like, but then I saw that ship and I was like, okay, I remember seeing that like flying in the movie. I'll like remember that. But even that could kind of remember it. Holy crap. Like,
so you're 15 for 15. And here's the thing. This is one of the questions I changed. Because I actually asked for a different vehicle that was identified in my book. And then when I went to double check it after I was checking some page and I was like, oh, I'm on the Legends page. I went to the canon page and I thought I should do that with this book because this book was before Disney. And so then I went to this vehicle and it popped up and it did not give the explanation that my book gave for its origins. And it had a slightly the same, but slightly different name. And so I thought, well, one, the question I had before was based off of the origin of the name. That was the whole like hint to get it. But I'm like, now that hint is not canon. So he can't even find that. He'd only know it if he's reading the same book as me. So I'm like, I have to change it. And so I changed it to this one, knowing that this one actually had an origin in canon in the other books.
Wow, that I can't even. I really was just guessing something to guess it. I didn't think that was right because I didn't think of it as a sea thing. I didn't even realize it had like the boat things. I just was going to the visual dictionary and saw one of the flying contraptions called like an Ovair caravan, catamaran, and it was like, okay, I'll remember that. And there was some other weapons and stuff. I'm like, but I can't really remember those ones. Like just thinking about the scene. So I'm like, I'll just throw those out. Holy crap. We just stumbled our way.
15 for 15.
Into 15 for 15.
A perfect regular round, but now you head to the Jedi Master bonus question. Now, there's going to be some... I will explain how this question is going to work. Okay. To try to make you understand how I'm going to divvy up the points for this one. Because obviously, let's go back and just kind of show everyone here real quick. Yep. So this is an 11-point total multi-part question. All of canon is fair game. Now, those 11 points are divvied up essentially based on how the question is going to work. And so I'm going to explain how this question is going to work. Now, I'm not going to put you on the clock. This is one you're going to have to think about.
Okay.
But I will let you know if I think you're taking too much time before giving an answer at any particular time. Half the question you're going to have to give correctly in one way, and the other half you can get points for no matter what. But you could be essentially prevented from earning additional points moving forward. Okay, so here we go. We are in the Jedi Master question. It is last call, Tyler. Cheers Let's slam some beer before we get into this. Cheers to you. Cheers to all of you out there who are watching. Cheers to everyone. We love you. We're drinking some beer. Cheers. Let's do it. Let's see how much we can chug before we get into this final question. That's too much. I'm just kidding. I can do better than that.
Okay. Yeah, I might as well just finish her off here.
I don't think I can do that. I have too much left.
All right.
Drinking beer in silence makes for great videos.
Oh, I've heard that.
You know what we should do is we should look into like Stream Elements, Epidemic Sound. We should get like to see if we can get like a very subtle music track in the background while we're doing this. I think
just like nice. The whole time, kind of have something.
Yeah, just a nice little subtle background music. I think we should
not a bad idea. Just like a Celine Dion, "My Heart Will Go On," style thing, just kind of playing in the background.
Right. Absolutely right. Cheers, Templar. Cheers, Ray. Cheers, Unboxing Treasures. Pops with all you guys. Cheers. Cheers, everybody who's watching the replay who can't make it to the lives. We love you. Now, it's time for Tyler to show how good he really is.
And wow. And remember, there's a perfect game on the line.
There is a perfect game with a humiliation on the line. Again, I'm going to grant you some time to think about this, but not an unlimited amount of time. We talked about these streams being between 1 hour and 15 minutes and 1 hour and 30 minutes. We are already running a little long. We're already at about an hour and 23 minutes.
Okay.
So here we go. Here is the Jedi Master question. Perfect round on the line. Humiliation on the line. Here we go. Name every planet we visit in Revenge of the Sith in the order that each first appears in the film. Hint, there are 11 of them.
There are 11?
If you get a planet wrong in order, you can no longer name in order and earn additional points, but you can still give me all the planets to earn half the points. Each correct answer is worth a half point.
There's 11. Oh. Because of order 66.
Name every planet we visit in Revenge of the Sith in the order they first appear. Let's see how many points you can get.
I'm gonna write I feel like I should be able to name every planet. 11 seems like a lot. Like I'm surprised by seeing that number. But now I just thought but there's order 66. So that's a bunch of planets. And I can absolutely get those. I mean, I was totally prepared for what Jedi died on what planet, what clone trooper killed them, what their clone trooper number was. I was totally prepared for all that stuff. So that's a bunch of planets right there. So maybe that gets me close, but now the order. Okay.
Yep. So that's where you need to start, because you can't just name random planets. You have to start trying to say each planet in order. And if you get the order wrong, then your order points are done, but you can still name all the planets for half the points.
I can still try to get points.
No matter what you do here, you're already going to have the highest scoring round we've had so far since we've been doing the point system. You're already way ahead.
Yep, exactly. Okay. So first one for sure, Coruscant, right?
That is correct. Coruscant is a planet we see in the movie, and it is the first planet we see in Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
So you get a full point there, half point for each.
Go there. Fly there. There. They land on Coruscant. Oh, God, it's already tricky. It is
tricky. You're right.
Where is the next one we look at? Oh, crap. What's the next one we see?
Again, you can take a minute, not 20 minutes, but you can take a minute, think about it.
Okay.
Think about it.
But 18, 19 minutes is
not, but 17, sure. 16, 15.
Where do they go after that? Okay. So I'm going to try to think out loud a little bit, right? So, I mean, obviously the battle over Coruscant happens. Battle of Dooku. I mean, everything is happening over top of Coruscant. They land the ship. That's on Coruscant. We see Anakin, Obi-Wan, they have the conversation, how many times he saved his butt. It's all on Coruscant, right? Because then he goes to see Palpatine. Do we follow? Where do we go from there? Do we go to Utapau that quickly, or is that not until later?
Ray says this is easy, so come on, get going.
Okay, hold on, because I'm going to kind of write. So, like, okay, well, if I just name some, maybe you don't have to confirm or deny whether these are planets. So that I can say, because I want to like say the planets out loud, write them down, and then think about the order. Is that fair? And then I'll confirm with you when I want to place it in the order.
Well, you do whatever you want for thinking. I would rather you not just list every planet so then the chat can put them in order. I'd rather you try to not name a planet out loud until you are ready to make that your answer. Because the whole point is this is supposed to be tricky because you have to give them in order.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Then. Okay.
And again, you can have some time, but not enough time to chart out a map for 20 minutes to then connect the dots.
But my sketch is halfway done. just give me 20 more minutes.
You are not what's the army guy on the Schmodown who uses a board to write down the answer even when he doesn't have to. What's his name?
Oh yeah. That they call him Major.
Yeah, they call him the Major, Thomas something, or what is his name? I don't know, the Major. But yeah, even when the announcers tell him every time, they're like, "You don't have to write it down in this round." And he goes, and then he just writes it down.
He just writes it down.
It's got to be a memory technique. It's got to be a memory technique that he does. Yep. Yeah.
And he just beat Ace. I was actually surprised, because Ace had been looking super strong. You didn't see that?
I don't think I saw that one, but to be honest, I'm not so sure I've seen the Major get more than like one question wrong in like the 2 or 3 rounds I've seen him. That dude seems like he's going to be tough.
Oh, but this was a very close round, and like Ace has just been lights out for a while and like looking super strong. But then I was like, okay, this is going to be a good match, and it was. And I'll spoiler alert, because now you have to know that he wins. He also misses questions for the first time, same that I've seen him miss on Showdown.
I haven't really seen him miss much at all.
Yeah,
really,
he's lights out, man.
Well, here you go. Ray says Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Planet X, Planet 420, bought and named by Snoop Dogg.
Whoa,
good stuff, Ray. Thank you. Tyler, is that your final answer? You're going to adopt those in order.
Oh, no, but I just thought of a couple that now it's rounding into form. The planets at the end.
Now it's
the planets at the end. Oh, my goodness. This is tricky. Oh,
I thought this was a great question.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I've got 8.
I'm going to give you a few more minutes.
Okay.
1 or 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Because you've already given me one answer.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. Is it the 10 dual commandments?
The 10 dual commandments.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 dual. It's from Hamilton. Come on, guys. Spoiler alert.
Great book too. I actually read the book that it was all based off of. Terrific. Such an interesting story, man. It's a tome. I mean, that book is huge, but it's worth a read if you're interested in like American history. That is a fantastic book. Man. Okay, hold on, because I'm missing one planet, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We are at 90 minutes.
8, 9, 10.
We are at 90 minutes.
Okay. Hold on. Just give me a second. She dies there.
And again, you can still give me all the planets without the order. You can still give me all the planets without the order.
Okay, I got it. Okay. So I think I have all the planets.
Order. I want them in order. Go. You have said Coruscant, which is correct on both levels.
I don't want to guess.
Go.
Crap. Okay, hold it.
Come on, what are we waiting for?
I'm sorry. Okay.
We're already running long.
Utapau?
Utapau is a planet that we see in Revenge of the Sith. And it is the second planet we visit. General Grievous heads there on his escape pod, and that is the second planet we visit. Correct.
Okay.
Third.
Then I might have this. Holy crap. Kashyyyk?
Kashyyyk is correct. Kashyyyk is a planet, and it is the third planet we visit.
We are rolling. Okay, because I'm crossing off my list too. Okay. Yeah. Well, did he? Oh, okay. Hold on. One more tricky one. No. Did we see that before? No, we didn't see that until he goes there. Is that after Order 66? I think he goes after Order 66. So then we're on Utapau. Obi-Wan gets shot down. From there, we see Ki-Adi-Mundi on Maigito.
I was going to say, just remember, it's the order they first appear, and then they bounce around at times. Okay, so what's your next answer?
Maigito?
Maigito is a planet we see in Revenge of the Sith, and it is the fourth planet we see in Revenge of the Sith.
Okay,
that is correct.
So, yep. Okay. So Maigito, where's that one? Right there. So next, after Ki-Adi-Mundi gets killed, I believe we see Aayla Secura get killed on Felucia.
Is that an answer?
Yeah.
Correct. We do see Felucia next. That is a planet, and it is the fifth planet we see in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh my goodness. We're really going to have a chance of this. I'm going to screw this up. Okay. Oh no. See, like this is another one. Then is it Plo Koon next? Or is it Stas Ali next? Oh crap. Is it Plo Koon next or is it Stas Ali? Is Plo Koon the last one we see? Maybe it's Stas Ali. Ah, crap. Okay, I'm taking too long. I'm going to say it was Stas Ali on Saleucami.
Saleucami is a planet in Revenge of the Sith, but it is not the sixth planet we see. It is not.
No.
It is not.
Oh, no.
Stas Ali is the last Jedi we see killed on Saleucami via Order 66. Now, I want you to keep... Okay, so now give me the right answer. I want to see how far you could have gone if this is just the one thing you flip-flop or not.
Okay, so it was actually supposed to be Plo Koon was next on Cato Nemoidia.
Cato Nemoidia is correct. That was the sixth planet we see in Revenge of the Sith. So we know that Saleucami is 7.
Yeah.
Next.
So, okay. I didn't even know. I was pronouncing
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
I hear Saleucami. I hear it pronounced multiple ways by everybody. I think the only person who says it in the movie is Obi-Wan. He says it really fast and kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's why. I've seen it written more than I've heard it.
Yeah.
And so now this next one should be the easiest, right? Polis Massa should be the next one, right?
No, that is incorrect.
Oh, what?
For several reasons. You're missing one of the most famous planets in the entire movie.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just didn't look at my list right. Mustafar, of course. Yep, it's Mustafar.
So Mustafar, yes, is a planet in Revenge of the Sith, and it is the 8th planet we see.
Then it's Polis Massa.
So the answer is no. You would have been tripped up here too. Polis Massa is in an asteroid belt. It is not a planet. It is a city located in an asteroid belt.
So then maybe I don't have it.
So then that sounds like maybe you're missing a planet. I wonder. So the reason I asked this question, I went through the list. I went through the order. Okay, I did all the research on this.
Okay.
And again, people even say Polis Massa is not a planet. It's a city in an asteroid belt. And so they say people. And so I thought this could be one that could trip you up if you go there. I said, or you might remember it's an asteroid belt and you might, run it. So no, that is incorrect. Polis Massa is not a planet in Revenge of the Sith.
Interesting. Okay,
So
so then
that'll be a minus 0.5 for that answer. But keep going.
Okay, so yeah, because the Mustafar thing, I had just missed my order, and so I was just getting sloppy there. But yeah, of course, it was Mustafar.
You are at the eighth. You're at the 8th planet. What is the 9th planet we see?
Man, that's great. So it wasn't Polis Massa.
See, I did think this could trip you up at the end. Even I thought, depending on order. See, I thought Utapau was tricky. I thought going from Coruscant to Utapau was tricky at the beginning.
That's why it took so long after getting the first one, because it's like you feel like you spent a lot of time on Utapau, and so it's like, what was that later in the movie? I couldn't remember clearly.
Grievous goes there right from Coruscant.
Right, but then when I started looking through the rest of them, I'm like, but yeah, they had to have gone to Utapau before Kashyyyk, right? And so. And that was the main one. And then I knew the Order 66. I thought I had the right order. Then, of course, I flipped Stas Ali and Plo Koon, which is so disappointing. Then,
but still, Mustafar. It should take a little away knowing that you would have been tripped up with...
regardless.
Polis Massa, yeah. So now, Mustafar was the 8th planet. What is the 9th planet we see? What's the next planet we see after Mustafar? It is not Polis Massa.
Man, oh man, what is the next planet we see?
I still want to see if you can give me all 11 planets. You'll just lose a 0.5 for the one incorrect answer.
Because I know 2 more for sure. They should be the last 2. That's why I thought I had it with the Polis Massa, because I was like, okay, then there's these 2, and then that's it.
I have a feeling you're missing this one. The one that's next, I think you're missing.
I think so too, because again, I think I know what the last 2 are. So
well, tell me what you think the last 2 are.
I think it's Alderaan and Tatooine.
That's correct.
Okay.
Alderaan and Tatooine are the 10th and 11th. Obviously, Tatooine is the last planet we visit. It's where the final scene is.
The 2 suns. Yep, setting you up for A New Hope.
We see now. I wondered if too with Leia, right on Alderaan. That's a tricky little scene. It happens very quickly. But it goes, Leia is delivered to Bail Organa and his wife on Alderaan, and then they cut to Tatooine where Obi-Wan gives them to Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen.
Yeah. Well, that's why you saw me going through my phases of like, there's 11, and like thinking the main planets, and then going, oh, then Order 66, and then I went, oh, the planets at the end. Like, oh, I remember they went to Alderaan. I remember it was Tatooine at the end. But then I thought the Polis
You're missing one planet,
and I remember there was an asteroid belt.
A very prominent planet in the prequels. However, it plays a very, very, very small role, the planet itself, in this movie.
Oh, dang it. Really? How am I blanking on it?
So remember.
Oh, geez. Do they go there?
After Mustafar, if you try to think of the scenes, what happens after the battle on Mustafar, you should be able to get there. If you think about it. Yeah. So after the Battle of Mustafar. So think about this. I'm just going to we're just going to talk through this now. See if I can get you there. So other than Obi-Wan and Anakin fighting, what else happens on Mustafar?
He kills all of the separatists.
He does. Who else does he basically kill?
They go to Naboo for the funeral. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I was
after Mustafar. After Mustafar, they go to Naboo for Padme Amidala's funeral before they go to Alderaan and then Tatooine. They go to Naboo after Polis Massa.
Right.
But after Polis Massa, they go to Naboo because she dies on Polis Massa. They go to Naboo for the funeral, and then they go to Alderaan, and then they go to Tatooine.
It's funny because when you said that, I even started to think Naboo, but I'm like, no, they don't go to Naboo. What was the reason for going to Naboo? Of course, it's her funeral. Queen is there, her parents are there, her sister is there. Oh man, that is a great final question. Wow.
Thank you. I thought that was a good one that was going to be challenging, but I thought it was one that depending on how many times you rewatched the movie recently, you could have maybe seen yourself there. You know what I mean? Like scene by scene by scene. But still, that I knew that was going to be a tough one.
That was tough.
And I liked the order. I thought about just asking for all the planets and thinking Polis Massa was the tricky, but I thought, no, in the order they appear makes this hard.
And that was fun because like that, you saw that even after Coruscant, after the first one, I had to stop and think because it's like, wow, what is the next one? That's not so clear to keep straight in your head. I thought that was a fun question. And yeah, it actually makes me feel better to know that I messed up the Polis Massa one. Because if it would have just been, I would have gotten them all, but then flipped the Stasile Lee and Plo Koon, that would have been devastating. But to know that, okay, of course, that's the asteroid, and I just forgot about Naboo. It makes me feel a little bit better. Like, yep, okay, that was a great question, great round. I'll take it, man. I can sleep well on this round tonight. But that was a good one. That was a fun round.
Definitely a good one. So let's try to tally. I'm going to try to tally this up here. So you earned a perfect score in the regular round. So that is 30 points in the night level, 15 in the Padawan, and 10 in the youngling. So that is 55 points already. And then in the bonus round, here's how I'm awarding this. Let me know if you want to dispute any of this. But you had to get them in order. I said everyone was worth a half a point. You got the first 5 correct. So you earned 2.5 points on that side. And then on the planet side, 11, you could earn 5.5. I took away 1 for you calling Polis Massa a planet, and then you didn't get Naboo. So I'm going to take away 1 full point there. So 4.5 is what I'm giving you on that. Okay. So that's 7 additional points. That's a round of 62 out of 66.
I will take it, man. I will take it. Absolutely no disputing there. I think that's our first round breaking 60. So I
think so. Yeah.
I will absolutely take that. No complaints whatsoever. I'm very happy with that round. Man, that was fun. And really there was a couple of questions that absolutely oh man, could have tripped me up that we somehow got through. And then the bonus, I'm happy with how I did in the bonus. That was tricky. That was a good fun question though to try to work through. That was great.
Yeah, I thought that was a good, unique one versus what we typically do and on the bonus questions. But yeah, you did great. Obviously, you killed all the regular rounds, 62 out of 66. And the planet one, I mean, really, okay, you flipped Kaden Amorti and Seleucus, a big deal. Big deal. Anybody could have done that. I know. It's really just the Polis Massa, which I thought would be the tripper. But then Naboo, again, they only go to Naboo for like 10 seconds for her funeral. They go right there. And Jar Jar is there, and Boss Nass is there, and Queen Jamila is there, Co Bibble, they're all there. They show them. And
and I don't think it's Queen Jamila. It was Queen Pelana.
Oh, is it a new queen at that point?
Yeah, it's like a new queen. Yeah, because I was prepped for that question.
That would have been a great trivia question. Oh, man. That would have been a really good one.
And I would have nailed it. I was ready for it. All right, buddy. Well, we're already over.
That's a great job. We're way over the time. We're going to try to start limiting these because we felt like they were running too long. But this one didn't feel like we strung it out with our rants and stuff at the end. I feel like that one just was good old fashioned fun trivia, right?
Good old fashioned fun. Yep.
Well, as always, that means we end like we always do with Tyler's signature sign off. As we always say, people who don't even watch Star Wars trivia log on to these videos to watch Tyler's signature sign off. And Tyler, I just have something to say before you get into this is look, you always get to do this. And I get that it's Tyler's signature sign off, but I mean, we're the BookBarBros, right? And I mean, like, I kind of, you get to do these fun clips and cuts and edits. And I thought maybe I could, maybe I could do one of these. I mean, you're always just kind of killing me or doing something to me or throwing things at me. I thought, why don't I do a signature sign off tonight? So what do you think about that? Is that okay? Do you think I could do the sign off today?
I am the BookBarBros.
Not yet.
No. You will die. Good night, everybody.